Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into my podcast, Xena Life as a Dominatrix. This is episode 72. This will be published on Tuesday, April 1st, 2025. Before I begin discussing today's topic, I just want to note that on all of my podcast episodes, you will see a link that states support the show today, and when you click on the link, it leads right to my Venmo page. So thank you all very much for supporting the show, tuning in, subscribing, spreading the word. It is greatly appreciated. All right, today's topic is Sissy stories. Before I begin discussing today's topic, I just want to also mention that I've been busy with writing, and I just published a new book called Peace, Love, and Chaos, a woman's emotional roller coaster, which is found on Amazon. It's just published, but the easiest way to find the book on Amazon is when you type in my name, Xena Romanova, in the search bar on Amazon. Then you will see a red book with bold letters stating Peace, Love, and Chaos. And it's a poetry book. There's 50 different poems. And it's basically an emotional roller coaster. So different emotions are in this poetry book. For a long time in the past, like when I was a teenager, I just did not care for poetry much. And it was just, for some reason, I just thought it was very cheesy, the poetry that I used to read. So I just didn't read it. And then when I became more and more older and became more and more interested in poetry, I thought, you know what, let me try to write a poetry or two. And then I ended up writing 50 different poems, and I had no idea I was capable of doing that. And so I said, fuck it, I'm publishing this book on World Poetry Day, March 21st, 2025. So I did. So it's published, and I will read a little poem. Some of the poetry is a little cheesy. Some of it is dark. Some of it is happy, sad, different emotions. But this one is called The Party. And in the poetry book, there's not much kink in the book. But all right, let me get to it. This one's called The Party. This was written in February of 2024. We had a pre-party at home. Flirting, kissing, licking, pussy-pounding fun. Me on top, him on top. Lube, lust, everlasting fun. Time to head to the dungeon at the party. I took my fuck machine for a joyride. Spectators watched. The person receiving was unafraid about their surroundings. Didn't have any care in the world. Just sat back, relaxed, and enjoyed the ride. Next spectator wanted to get on their hands and knees only to enjoy the taste of my strap-on, sliding in this person's mouth, nice and slowly. Next spectator crawled on their hands and knees only to keep their mouth open, to drink spit and eat ashes. I suppose this person was very hungry. Another spectator had this person suspended off the ground only to spank them, whip them, flog them, and gag them with my panties. The parties all took place in the past. Back in Chicago, they were all a blur. Sometimes I have the urge to throw parties again. I've decided to leave that element of my past behind. Why did I decide to throw parties in the first place? To get the kink community together, which were full of like-minded people. We were all able to express our individuality, to be our true kinky selves in a safe, sane, and consensual environment. Now it's time to go home in my comfortable bed. Time to make love. I told him, I want you to give me pleasure. Kiss me, touch me, taste me, caress me, make me come. So that was called The Party, and there's different poems in the book. Let's see, one is called Letting Go, another one is called Pain, another one called Health, another called Mystery Man, Ashes, Hide, Rest, Tired, etc., etc., etc. So many different emotions in this little poetry book. So it is now on Amazon, and yeah. And basically, yeah, the parties all took place in the past. It seems like it was so long ago, and when people bring up the parties to this day, I'm like, wow, that's amazing. You have a great memory. I wish I had that memory. Some of the things I do remember in the part at the parties, I do remember the fuck machine, of course, bringing it out to a friend of mine, personal friend, who wanted to give it a try and had no care in the world, and just sat back and relaxed and just enjoyed the ride, enjoyed the fuck machine. If you don't know what a fuck machine is, then Google it and you will see photos of a fuck machine. All right, let me get to this topic today. Sissy Stories, it is called. One of my episodes I recorded in the past is called, it's called Sissy Training 101, and that is a very popular episode for some reason, and I hope you enjoyed listening to that one. That was a fun one, and this one is called Sissy Stories, and these stories are all written in my first book, Xena, Life as a Dominatrix, also found on Amazon. So these Sissy stories, let's see. Let me get to the first story here. This one took place, I want to say, took place when I first started out. This was in 2001. I remember the very first commercial dungeon I worked at. I assisted different mistresses with their sessions, whether it was a nurse-patient scene or a forced feminization scene. I was there to learn, to be trained, and to meet different slaves in the process. I admit I was nervous. I thought, what am I getting myself into? However, I overcame that feeling very quickly by letting my inner bossy bitch attitude out. The slaves came to us for a reason, to let go, to lose themselves, to let us have total control. And that was the biggest turn on, and to this day, it still is. And yeah, I was pretty nervous, and I remember there was a sissy room just for cross-dressers, for us to transform them, to do their makeup, put on the wig, of course, do whatever from head to toe, just total transformation from head to toe. Whatever they were comfortable with. Some people were not comfortable with receiving makeup on their face, which I totally understand. And some people were. They loved the getting their nails done, the false eyelashes, wearing falsies, false fake breasts, and just looking their best and just letting go. And it just became more and more a favorite of mine, just to transform an individual to a female, from man to female. And when I would transform the people, I would practice makeup. Back then I was never really good with putting makeup on. So doing makeup on somebody else, I was quite nervous. And then so I got the hang of it and did it more and more with on different individuals, and looking their best and looking very pretty, and yeah. But that was in 2001 when I first started. And this is another story. Let's see, I'm not sure when this was. Oh, I want to say 2017. This one. Yet another sissy. Another busy sissy who needed to see me on a semi-regular basis. He would see me and then he would disappear. I get it. People have work. People have families. When he would see me, he left all of his problems out the door. I dressed him up from head to toe. I would transform him into a dark, curly, brown-haired woman who loved to dance, who loved feeling like a lady, who loved looking like a lady, who loved acting like a lady. We would talk about girl stuff during the entire session. He always expressed to me that he wishes he was born a girl. During his childhood, he didn't fit in with the boys. He knew he was different. Each time I made him feel comfortable being his true self, a lovely lady, I made him feel at home. That was, I want to say that was 2017 or 2018 back in Chicago. And he was very busy with work, family, and I get it. And then he would, come in and let all of his problems out the door and just would let go and just sit back and relax and let me take control, which is wonderful. This one, let's see. This one is also in my book. Let's see. The Sissy. My sissy wanted to be my personal slave. He wanted to be my girlfriend. Before seeing me, he fantasized what it was like being a woman. He stumbled upon femdom images online. These specific images entailed the dominatrix transforming a man into a woman. Ever since then, that appealed to him. So each time I would dress him up from head to toe, the wig, the makeup, the wardrobe. I made sure he looked passable, cute. And since he also had a busy schedule and stressful personal life, I did not let him become my personal slave. He stated his wife was totally cool with him seeing me, but one day he stopped messaging me. A year later, he stated that he was incredibly busy. And that was the end of that. So basically, he was just so busy with his personal life. And I understand that. And people are. And people, they have families, work, and they forget to treat themselves. And seeing a dominatrix, yes, it is a treat. It is a treat to pamper yourself. It is a treat to let go. Sure, it is a form of escapism, and but he just let his personal life get to him and all the stress. And seeing a dominatrix, yes, it is stress relieving to some, and then but it's just the chemistry. The chemistry wasn't there with this person and I, and chemistry is very important. The chemistry has to be there, and since he was so stressed out, I said, I don't want to hear about your, I get it. You're stressed. We're all stressed. It's part of human life. And it's like when you enter my lair, all the stress should be let out the door. Your mind should be, just, just stop with the stress. But this person, it just didn't click. And that was the past. And here's another one from 2016 called The Adventurous Slave. I've seen this slave since 2013. He had met me at one of my parties. He was an open book. He loved submitting. He loved getting on his hands and knees only to kiss my feet when I allowed him to. He shared his secrets with me, and he wanted to try new things during each and every session. I made sure that every scene was an adventure, whether one day he's my sissy maid to another day when he is my bound latex puppet and so forth. He was always fun and someone who I had a lovely connection with. So sissy maid training entails me dressing you up in a cute little French maid outfit, putting on your wig, makeup, high heels, stockings, bra, panties underneath your maid outfit, and teaching you how to clean my home properly. And I'm very particular with that. So if somebody fucks up something, they get a spanking right away, an over the knees spanking. So that's what I did with this particular person. And whether it was cleaning my home, cooking for me, massaging me, combing my hair, being the best sissy maid possible. So this one, let's see. Oh, another story. Forced feminization. This is with another individual, and I would love to transform you into becoming my personal sissy maid, or my princess, or even my dirty little slut. Decisions. Forced feminization involves you wearing a wig, makeup, stockings, heels, a bra with breast inserts, panties, a lovely dress, fake or painted nails, a tightly cinched corset. It can take multiple hours to fully transform a sissy to become my girlfriend, my slave bitch, my sissy maid. Whatever I desire, I get. And forced feminization, it's basically, it means, the term means I'm really transforming this person. I'm throwing that wig on. I'm putting on all that makeup. Lipstick, eyeshadow, blush, and making you either look very pretty and elegant or very slutty and naughty. Decisions. Another story, this was in 2019, January. Started out the new year right by being transformed into someone you have truly desired, a lady, a sissy, a good girl, or a naughty girl. The pink room, the sissy room. I have so many variety of clothes for all different sizes, several makeup choices to make you feel glamorous, and the bondage swing to strap you in. It's 2019. Let's get this party started right. And this was this was at my previous studio in Brooklyn. I had a pink room, and basically it was a bunch of wigs and dresses and corsets and high heels. It was a cute little room, and I had my bondage swing up, and yeah, I can't believe that was, let me see, that's 6 years ago. I cannot believe it. So this one of the first sessions in 2019 was me transforming an individual to be a proper lady. And if I heard the F word or the S word, then I give this person a naughty over the knees spanking and then put a bar of soap in their mouth. Okay. This was in 2016. Guess who's carrying the keys to Sissy Roberta's chastity device? Yours truly. The last person that was locked in chastity lasted for 2 months. Let's see if Roberta can top the last slut. Roberta's goal is to be in chastity for 3 months. So that was in 2016. I don't remember if she lasted for 3 months or not. So some sissies, they love being in chastity. They love being caged. They love having their clit locked up and having the dominant woman keeping the key to the chastity device. And it could be very frustrating when you're in that chastity device. And in previous podcast episodes, I talked about chastity training. And there's different devices where you could try out either the CB3000, CB6000. But it's just what you're comfortable with. You could be in chastity for a couple hours to an entire day. Not all sissies are into chastity play, but that's just a good way to keep your clitty, not cock, your clitty locked up. And it's total control where the dominant woman, your partner or dominatrix, has the key to your chastity device, and she dangles the key in your face and teases you and taunts you and says, nope, you're not getting out of that chastity device anytime soon. So this other story, this took place in also 2016. Jolene was extremely eager to meet me in St. Louis. She's seen all my photos on my Instagram page and noticed that I've transformed men into sissy little bitches. So Jolene wanted to try being a sissy for me as well. She was a good bound little bitch to play with. She begged for me to take pictures of her and post them on my social media platforms. And some people they love that. They love having their photos taken, and they love when their photos are posted online with consent, of course. And some people are just totally not comfortable with, which I totally understand. But Jolene in St. Louis, I remember the photos, actually. She was bound on the bed, ball gag, rope across her thighs, her ankles, wrists, her chest, and she was unable to move. And basically I had my way with her while she was bound, and I do a little like damsel in distress where the sissy is bound and gagged and she can't get out. There's no way out, no way for her to escape because she's in tight rope bondage, no way out. And that was a lot of fun as well. Some people are into bondage and some people aren't, to each its own. But she was totally into it. And this other story, let's see. This was in 2010, September 2010. Transformation. This was actually at one of my previous parties called Nuit des Libertines. This was in Chicago. And we had a transformation party in September 2010. Transformation. My colleagues and I grabbed our makeup kits, wigs, sissy wardrobe, and transformed those who desired to be transformed. The men who attended all wanted to be transformed into women. What threw people off was that I transformed myself into a hot leather daddy, a mustache, aviator sunglasses, leather cap, leather jacket, leather chaps, the whole 9 yards. Basically, that party, nobody recognized me, and then I had to say who I was, and I did a pretty good job at transforming myself into leather daddy Xena, and that was a fun party, actually. Quite a few people showed up, and quite a few mistresses with their slaves showed up who were only interested in cross-dressing slaves, and we all had a great time, and that was in 2010, and those parties were fun. It was me plus 2 other colleagues that threw these parties. They were the first Friday of every month, Nuit des Libertines, and each party we had a different theme. Let's see, we had a foot fetish theme one month, and then a speed spanking spree the next month, bondage theme next month, and this particular month of September 2010, it was the transformation theme. And yeah, it was pretty hot from what I recall, what I remember of the party. So, and these stories were all written in my first book, Xena, Life as a Dominatrix, which is also on Amazon. And again, my poetry book, Peace, Love, and Emotional Chaos, a woman's emotional roller coaster, is also found on Amazon. But again, if you want to find the poetry book, just type in Xena Romanova on Amazon and it will pop up for those who like poetry. Some people like poetry, some don't. And I get it. I get it. Some poetry to this day I get into, and some poetry I just don't get into. To each its own. But I hope you all check out the book. And actually, my first book was published March of 2020, and I cannot believe that was 5 years ago. And I think to myself, wow, time does fly when you're having fun. And with all the Sissy stories, I have many more Sissy stories, and I enjoy seeing Sissy slaves to this day. Sissy women that love to just dress up, and they feel very comfortable in their own skin when they are dressed up and transformed into a woman. And some to this day, they state that they are, meant to be a woman. They feel like they are born to be a woman. They want to be a woman, and that's awesome. And with Sissy training, I mean, it takes a lot of work. It really does, from vocal training to buying your own makeup, your perfume, your wardrobe. It costs a lot of money, and it's definitely an investment. It's definitely a lifestyle for sure. But if you want to start out slowly, try out bra and panties if you're feeling adventurous. Bra and panties at home or underneath your business attire. That would be sexy. I personally find it sexy though, but some people, they just don't understand it, and I get it, that's what you're into, is cross-dressing, wearing lingerie, makeup. Go for it. If you're interested in trying out a chastity device, go for it. If you're interested in trying out anal toys, go for it. There's sex toy shops online, and just be adventurous. Go for it. What are you waiting for? It's 2025. So I hope you all enjoyed listening to this little podcast episode of episode 72. Xena Life is a Dominatrix, Sissy Stories. Thank you all for tuning in, subscribing, supporting the show. Have a wonderful day.